Soundtrack Pro gives you complete surround capabilities, enabling you to work with discrete 5.1 channels for a truly cinematic experience. Before working with surround sound in Soundtrack Pro, make sure you've correctly configured your hardware using the Audio MIDI Setup utility found in Macintosh HD, Applications, Utilities. Since Soundtrack Pro operates natively in surround, a simple toggle is all that it takes to switch your tracks from stereo to surround sound. To work with your tracks in surround, right-click on the stereo panner and choose Use Surround Panner from the menu. As you'll see in a moment, the submix into which the track is feeding must also be set to surround. By double-clicking on the panner icon, you can bring up Soundtrack Pro's intuitive Surround Panner HUD. The graphical interface assists you in mapping your sounds to the appropriate speaker. For example, by dragging the center control representing the sound source, you can focus your audio towards the center speaker or one of the surround speakers. By dragging the collapse slider, you can focus your sound towards one particular area. This determines if your sound source channels will merge as you move the center control puck or just highlight certain channels. The Surround HUD also gives you complete 5.1 metering for each channel as you make changes with the panner. You can also automate surround panning by clicking the Mixer tab and setting the record method to latch or touch. When you play the clip and make changes in the HUD, the changes are recorded as X and Y envelopes. These are visible by clicking the disclosure triangle to the left of the selected track. Soundtrack Pro ships with a large number of royalty-free surround sound effects. These are single core audio format files containing all 6 tracks. Drag one into a track to add it. Notice the 6 discrete waveforms in the clip's graphical representation. To import other individually tracked 5.1 surround sound files, select all 6 source files and drag them into a track. Soundtrack Pro will automatically combine them into a single surround clip. Even mono sounds can come alive in 5.1 surround. Apply the state-of-the-art Surround Space Designer Convolution Reverb to create a surround sound reverb to orally place the sound into an acoustic environment. Use the shipping presets or import an impulse recording from the actual location of your shoot, an incredible way to incorporate ADR takes convincingly. Another powerful feature of Soundtrack Pro is the ability to create surround and stereo submixes within the same project. From the multitrack menu, choose Add Submix. Click on the Output drop-down for the submix and choose your output configuration. With the submix set to surround, your mix will route to your 6 assigned surround sound outputs. To create a stereo mix, just change the submix to stereo and Soundtrack Pro will automatically convert the mix to stereo. To create a custom stereo mix, you can set the panners of each individual track back to stereo and then perform pan adjustments and automation. If you need to go back to surround, all your surround settings and automation will be fully preserved. Soundtrack Pro enables you to group mixer channel strips together for simplifying the mixing process. Click the Tracks tab. All mixer objects, including tracks, buses, and submixes, can be selected from this tab. For example, by command-clicking on tracks 1, 2, and 3, all 3 tracks highlight in the mixer. If you drag a fader for any one of them, all faders respond together. Once your channel strips are selected, you can group them together by choosing Group Tracks from the Multitrack menu. The created group appears in the lower half of the Track tab. Double-click the group name to customize it. Because the channel strips are in a group, whatever you do to one object affects all the objects within the group. For example, with the group selected, you change the color of all the channel strips together. Or, by clicking the Record button for one of the tracks within the group, all the tracks become armed for recording. Grouping saves you significant time when performing common tasks.